Hello everyone. So I just wanted to quickly talk about what's been happening in my life. Since I haven't filmed a video in so long, just figured I would go through and tell you guys what's been up and why I haven't been really filming or doing any of the Ipsy stuff like I used to. So I did move to Virginia last March, so March 2015. I moved to Virginia, away from my parents, away from my family. My best friend was stationed over here, so, I just kind of decided that I wasn't happy with my life in California and I wanted to get out and be independent, so I did just make the ginormous change. And it was a struggle at first, finding a job. I did end up getting a job with Tropical Smoothie, so I was making smoothies and working very, very crappy job. I was making $7.25 an hour, which was not, I wasn't living comfortably or happily, and it was really unfortunate. And after being in the house that I was renting, it was $400 a month for rent, and I lived upstairs, and I had a bedroom and then an extra room, which I never used because there was no door on it, and then my own bathroom all upstairs. And then downstairs there were 3 guys living there, 3 guys in the Navy, and one other guy who was just crashing on the couch for free, which upset me a lot because I was paying out the ass. I barely made $200 to $300 on a paycheck, and I'm paying like $400 a month for this shitty house, and he was paying nothing, and he made way more than I did. Okay. And so it was a really bad situation for me. I wasn't happy, I wasn't comfortable, but that was that, And 2 months after moving here, in the beginning of May, I met my boyfriend, Will, and we have been together ever since, luckily. I had gone on a couple dates before I met him with other guys that it seemed pointless to me to be dating, when I still wasn't situated with my life. I mean, I had a job and I was living on my own, but I wasn't comfortable or ready to take on the responsibility of caring for a relationship, which sounds really stupid, like caring for a relationship, but it's a lot of work. It's like raising something, you start from nothing and you build your way up, and it's a lot of work and it's a lot of commitment and it takes a lot. So those guys just didn't make me feel like I was, interested in pursuing a relationship with them after I think it was 2 dates with each of them. It was like 2 guys. And I went on a couple dates and I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't really ready to, continue the relationship or press on any further. So, 2 months in, I did meet my boyfriend, and instantly it just felt right. We had a really nice connection, and I was very open with him on our first date. I talked a lot about my life and why I was in Virginia, and it just worked out for me. It just, it felt, like this was something that I needed to pursue and to explore. So we did start dating a lot, and we ended up being boyfriend and girlfriend, very soon, and it really was, I was happy. I was happy to be with him, and he is exactly what I wanted. So about early November, the landlady who was the chief of the Navy, she was the one that we were paying rent to and everything. The kitchen had a pipe burst or something like that, and so they had to redo the whole kitchen, and there was mold in the walls and all this and that, and we were living without a kitchen, and they had shut out our water for a few days, and it was just a really, even worse situation than it already was. So she told us, hey, the house is a mess, which I lived upstairs by myself pretty much. Like, the upstairs was my area. I didn't go downstairs and hang out with the guys. I, occasionally cooked in the kitchen, and I used the laundry room, like the washer and dryer, but I didn't hang out downstairs. I was never downstairs, basically. And it was trashed. It was gross. There was shit everywhere. Everywhere. There was trash. There was just, the poor dog was kept in a cage all the time. Their dog that I guess they were fostering and then they adopted him. He was a nightmare. Bless his soul, he was a nightmare. And he was, I think, mistreated because he was left in a cage all the time. And then he would jump on you and attack you with kisses and stuff. And it was just, that's why I didn't go downstairs. Another reason. And I had to buy a baby gate to keep him from coming upstairs, because once I got my cat, he used to just run up the stairs and follow me into my room, and it was very annoying. And once I got my cat, I obviously didn't want him doing that, because the reason he was at the shelter was he ate a cat. So I had to buy a baby gate and screw it into the wall to keep him from coming up the stairs. He learned pretty quickly, the gate is there, you don't go past it, so that was good. But I mean, the whole downstairs, they never did yard work, and it's not like they ever asked me, hey, can you mow the lawn since you're off work? They never asked me. It was never part of me living there, was doing the yard work. So when she came and told us, the landlord came and told us, hey, you guys gotta leave. I'm sorry, but you can't live here anymore. You're kicked out, basically. And I was like, just sitting there silent, because I mean, I'm not a part of this. I don't hang out down here. I don't live down here. I didn't make this mess. This isn't me. But I was still included in the you're gone. So it really pissed me off, and I'm still very resentful because these guys got me kicked out of my house, and I had nowhere to go. I had a shitty job. I didn't have any money. It was seriously between staying in Virginia and finding out what the fuck I'm gonna do, or move home to California with my parents and leave my boyfriend. And at the time, that just wasn't, I didn't want to do that, We had just started our relationship. Well, not just started. We were about 6 to 7 months in, I think, and we were, in love, I wasn't gonna leave that. I'd never had it before. I've never been in love before. I'd never had a serious relationship like that. So I wasn't just going to abandon it because I didn't have anywhere to live. So I ended up moving in with his parents, which was very, very gracious of them. And I really did appreciate it. But it still wasn't the situation that I wanted. And I wasn't happy with it. And I did have to quit my job at Tropical Smoothie, which really was unfortunate, because now I'm living with no job in my parents' house, or my boyfriend's parents' house. Like, it was really, really depressing. So I was looking for jobs and just trying everything I could. I went home for Christmas and to California and saw my parents and everything, and I feared coming back and just living in his parents' house forever. It was miserable to me. But finally, we had talked about moving out together and getting our own place and maybe getting a roommate and just living in an apartment. And we found out that he was getting transferred to a different location for his job. He works at Chipotle. I'm sure everybody knows that. But he manages he's one of the people in charge at Chipotle, not like the main general manager, but he's right under the general manager. So they transferred him to a different store to finish his training to be the apprentice, which is under the general manager. And so I was looking for jobs in the Suffolk, Virginia area, and I ended up getting an interview at a hotel, and I was really excited but also really nervous because I don't have the personality to work at a hotel. I don't know. It wasn't something I thought would be a good fit for me. but they did end up hiring me, and I'm a front desk agent at a hotel now, and it's been a little better. I make more money than I did at Tropical Smoothie. I'm still somewhat struggling in the financial department. Like, I feel stuck. We can pay the bills, but we don't save up a lot. I've been trying to save, and it's been difficult with all the expenses of moving into a new place, and we don't have a roommate yet. We have a 2-bedroom apartment, and we were trying to find a roommate, but no one wanted to move in with us, just simply because of the location that we're at and money stuff. You know, most of his friends live with their parents still, which is fine. You know, if you're 21 and you live with your parents, but you're doing good and you have a job or you're going to school, like, don't let anybody tell you that it's not the right decision or you're immature, because trust me, sometimes I still wish I was living with my parents, you know? Like, and that's the fact that I miss them like crazy, and it's insane, you know, because I never thought, like, oh, I'm gonna miss my parents so much, but, like, I really do miss them, and it's a lot of the things I've gone through that I wish I could just have my mom here with me to talk me through it instead of just being on the phone. But the financial burdens that you have being an adult on your own, I would definitely wish I was still living with my parents. And I wish I was living with my parents with a really good job so that I could at least be paying rent to them, or, you know, being responsible 100% for my own bills and stuff, which when I wasn't responsible for anything really, except if I wanted a certain kind of food that they weren't buying, you know. So I do still sometimes wish that I was with my parents, but it's better for me being on my own, I think, because obviously I didn't want to move away from my boyfriend, and we have a really strong relationship now, and we do still have our fights because we live together. I mean, you know, there's always going to be something about your partner that irritates you or pisses you off, and you just have to work with them to, you know, find the balance. So other than that, though, so it's been over a year since I've been in Virginia, and we finally moved into an apartment 2 months ago. It's June now, so we moved in the beginning of April. So I had been here for just over a year, and finally, you know, we moved in together. We got an apartment. We are doing okay. Financially, we're doing really good in our relationship now. We talk about stuff, you know, we have had some communication issues, and that usually ends up in both of us crying our eyes out in the middle of the night while we're in a car, like, driving to nowhere. But we're working on our communication. My anxiety is not as bad as it used to be. I do still sometimes have breakdowns, but having him there, you know, it just is really helpful. And yeah, and we did, about a month into our relationship, we, you know, I had said, you know, I've got a little bit of money right now, and I really want to have a friend living with me. You know, I want to have company in that crappy house that I was in. So in at the end of May, so just after we had been together almost a month, we went to the shelter, and I saw this little kitten. Well, the first day we went, there was this old cat, and I thought he was so cute and so nice, and he was ginger, and he was really sweet, but he looked a little sickly, and he looked like he had skin condition. So when we went back the second day to see about adopting him, we actually saw this little kitten in the shelter, and, you know, a family had adopted him, and as it turned out, their newborn was allergic, so they had to give him back to the shelter. Basically, they couldn't have him, and luckily I was there at the perfect opportune moment, and I saw this little orange and white kitten, and he was just about 3 months old, and he was so cute. And I said, what you know, he didn't have the whole, they usually have papers that'll say adopted or adoption in progress as soon as you see a kitten in the shelter. Like, there's never any that haven't been claimed, basically. and this little guy had just come back, and they just put him in the cage, and nobody had seen him yet, and I said, that's the one for me. And they called him Charlie, little Charlie boy, and he was just about 3 months old, and he was so sweet and so cute and just everything I wanted in a cat. And it's stayed true to this day. Like, he's just over a year now. I claim that his birthday is March 7th. So, you know, he's just over a year now, and he's been just the best kitty ever. He's never gone to the bathroom outside of his litter box. He's never destroyed anything besides a toilet paper roll. You know, he's just a very good cat, and he goes on walks, and he loves watching outside, and he's very sweet, and he gets along with other animals really well. He got along with my boyfriend's dog when we were living in his parents' house, which was another thing. Like, when I moved into his parents' house, I had my little kitty. We ended up adopting a ferret, and we actually had to get rid of him just a few weeks ago because it just wasn't working out. I'm much more of a cat parent than a ferret parent. But we were living there in his parents' house, and I had Charlie, and he got along with his mom's cat, his mom's dog, his dog, and he just did very well. So I'm so glad that I have him. And he's another reason why I didn't want to move home, because what was I going to do with Charlie, you know? Like, I couldn't leave my little baby yes, I couldn't leave my little baby. But so, basically, you know, that cat and my boyfriend have kept me in Virginia, and I'm really thankful because now I'm in a better place. I still don't really like my job. You know, it's not the best job. It's not the job that I've always wanted, but it could be worse. I could be making smoothies and living in a house with 4 shitty guys. So I'm really happy that I stayed here. And moving forward, I mean, we do have a 2-bedroom apartment. We're still kind of hoping to find a roommate somehow. We've posted on Craigslist, but I mean, you can't really, I don't know. We haven't had any luck, so it's been hard in that factor, and we're still working on our communication and talking to each other. But basically, 17 minutes later, that's why I haven't been filming videos. I've just been, you know, not in a place that I would want to be in. I've been anxious and borderline depressed. Like, I've never been really depressed where it just, you know, I've never been that bad, but I've definitely had a lot of anxiety issues. And so this whole situation that I've been in, it's just been, oh, sorry, my foot is falling asleep. But the whole situation has just been, you know, prohibiting me from feeling like I wanted to make videos. And also, most of the time there's always someone home, so I didn't feel like, I don't like talking to myself when other people can hear me, and I'm sure people walking around outside my apartment can hear me, and I really don't care. But that's why I haven't been making videos. Now that we live on our own, and for the time being we don't have a roommate, and Will works a lot, and I work a decent amount, but like I said in a different video, I don't know if I mentioned it in this one, but I've been off from work yesterday, today, and tomorrow, so I wanted to film some videos. I figured I would just throw on some makeup and kill time making videos, because it seems to pass by really quickly when you're just talking, and I don't feel like editing, so enjoy the extensive videos. I know I like to watch really long videos when I'm bored with nothing to do, because it takes up a lot of time, so I hope that that's the case for you, and I will finish blabbering. But moving forward from here, we are hoping to, I'm hoping to get an additional or better paying job. Will is hoping to advance to general manager soon, which is a decent pay raise, and he might get transferred to a different store. He might not. If he does, that's going to really suck because we're locked into our lease for the next year. But I mean, we'll make do, obviously. We do want to get another cat, just so Charlie has some company now that he's, you know, the only child in the house again. So we definitely want to find him a friend. What else? Allison needs to work on getting her car. That's gonna be a big thing for me. Saving up to go home for Thanksgiving. It's June now, so I have about 4 months to save $1,200. So that's gonna be interesting, and Will needs to save it as well, because I want to take him home to finally meet my family, you know. I've met practically every one of his, but I really want to take him home for Thanksgiving to meet my family and all that. So hopefully in 5 months we can, 4 months-ish, 4.5 months to 5 months, we can save up enough money to go home. We're gonna drive so that we can bring a bunch of my stuff from California back here, and you know, it'll be nice to have my waffle maker and my sewing machine, stuff that's really heavy and too expensive to ship, and you know, the rest of my clothes, my hockey decorations, my all that stuff. So hopefully I will be filming a lot more videos. Hopefully I'll have some better quality because my webcam is shit. But other than that, I just wanted to update you guys, and sorry this was such an obnoxiously long video, just like my last one. But I am trying to film more videos and just let people know, hey, I'm okay, I'm still alive. If you do watch my videos and you're like, where have you been? Then that's why I've been gone. So if you have any questions or you want to keep in contact with me, you can follow me on Snapchat, AllisonElaine09, or you can add me on Facebook. Just let me know you came from YouTube, so I'm not like, who is this person? And I'll post all my links in the description. And if you need someone to talk to, or you've been struggling with anxiety or depression, or you just need someone to vent to or listen to you, I'm a really good listener. I don't respond very well when you're talking. I don't chip in with advice. I'm not good at that, but I will listen to you, and I will let you know that I'm here to hear your stories and all that. So if you have any questions or you want to chit chat, then go ahead and message me or send me a comment or whatever you want to do. But thank you guys for watching my videos, and I'll hope to see you soon. God bless you and have a great day.